What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of Rebel Roundtable, the first official podcast of Rebel Sports Network here at UNLV. I'm your host, Maile Palacios, and I'm here with my co-host, Thomas Gabo.
Yeah, we are back, and we are ready to bring you more content, and this is going to be a fun episode, as it always is.
Yep. So we're going to be starting off with the MLB Division Series recap, then going into the NFL Weekend recap, giving a quick shout out to the Las Vegas Aces, and of course, going into UNLV athletics. So Thomas, what did you think about the Blue Jays versus the Yankees?
Yeah, there's still depression there for Yankees fans. They're in a long drought, but, they always talk about Aaron Judge's playoff performance, especially these last couple of years, but he was the only one that really showed up for them.
Yeah.
They couldn't really hit the ball, but the Blue Jays beat them in 4 games, and they advanced to take on the Mariners.
Yeah, I don't think the Yankees really expected to get taken down like that. I feel like they came in way too confident, but Vladdy Jr. just really came out and gave them a whooping.
Right, exactly. I mean, the first couple of games, hit 2 home runs in 2 games. I mean, he was locked in, especially playing in Toronto.
Yeah, having that grand slam, I feel like that really shifted the energy for the Blue Jays, and that really gave them the confidence. But Toronto has now clinched the AL East for the first time since 2015, and they now host the ALCS with the home field advantage. Now going to the Los Angeles Dodgers, my team, of course. They won the series 3-1, and the Dodgers rallied a late win 5-3 in Game 1, which we already covered last week, so I'm just going to skip ahead to Game 3. But the Phillies bounced back with an 8-2 win over the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, which, I feel like we kind of saw it coming, Dodgers fans, because I think we also came in a little confident on that game. But on Game 4, it was an instant classic. Dodgers won 2-1 in 11 innings with a walk-off error by Phillies reliever Ryan Kerkering. And that moment was just instantly I feel like a lot of people felt bad for him. Dodgers fans even felt bad for him. But at the end of the day, a lot of people were hating on LA for celebrating. But that's literally what every team does. Like, after they win a game, after they win a series, they celebrate. And I don't think LA deserved that hate.
Yeah, it's a tough play, especially, coming into the game, runners on the bases, and you got to, try and get out of it, and it is kind of tough. Bases loaded, you're trying to make a play, and you're panicking because you're in the middle of
it. Young player, too.
Exactly, but, congrats to the Dodgers, but, most of us are not happy, but we're good.
I'm happy, so I'm good. They will now be advancing to play the Brewers, but going back to the Brewers, they beat the Cubs in a 3-2 series, which was a little nerve-wracking. I also like the Brewers, but they won their first 2 games. Cubs came back to win the next 2 games, and then that last game was exciting, but they clinched with a 3-1 win at home. Andrew Vaughn hit a decisive homer, and Milwaukee's bullpen shut the door. So Brewers are now moving on to play the Dodgers, and they will be starting off in Milwaukee, I believe, right?
I believe so, but who are you rooting for?
That's a hard one. Obviously, I was born into being a Dodgers fan. I love the Dodgers, but the Brewers have had such a long drought of winning a World Series, and I feel like nobody expects them to win. Like, going into the postseason, nobody expected them to get this far. I don't know. I just think it'd be refreshing. And like you said, a lot of people aren't happy about the Dodgers moving on. I'm happy either way, but I think it'd be nice for the Brewers to move on to the World Series.
Everybody loves a good underdog story.
Yeah.
They did win the most games in the regular season, but
again, no one expected them to do that either.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it'd be nice for them.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice for them too. To switch it up.
Yeah.
A rotation of the Dodgers, Phillies.
Small market team.
Yeah, exactly.
So imagine the Brewers and the Mariners, 2 small market teams that no one really expected. There was a post that was talking about the earliest exit teams: Dodgers, Blue Jays, Mariners, and who did I miss? Dodgers, Blue Jays, Mariners, Brewers? I don't know. But all 4 of the teams that are moving on were said to be early exit teams. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's a bunch of people hating on winning as franchises. A lot of people don't like the Yankees because they won the most World Series, or they have the most titles.
Okay.
In baseball.
Let's not get into that, because a lot of those wins came before even.
Well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's why. But I don't know. it is. I mean, it's tough for these teams to kind of go in there and win, faced with a lot of adversity, especially from fans and stuff like that. Like when the Dodgers go down to Philly, they're not warm welcome at all.
No, not at all.
Hostile environment, and even Chicago too, places that are like very centered around sports, and they take that stuff very seriously. That makes it difficult for teams to play.
And then when the Brewers beat the Cubs, they took their, how the Cubs wave the W flag anytime they win, and then the Brewers came out and waved an L.
Yeah, that was that's crazy. But your rebate did look really good closing out those games for them. So, yeah.
Yeah. We actually haven't even covered one more, so we still got to cover Mariners and Tigers. Now, that was an exciting series.
That was insane.
Yeah. That last game, 15 innings, I don't think I've personally ever watched a game that long. And the fans that stayed that long, the, dedication to watching those teams, and with a walk-off single, I think it went to right field. I don't even know the right fielder.
Yeah,
but
Jorge Polanco hit it in the right field, yeah.
Yeah, and the right fielder just got hit, walked off the field. He didn't even try to field it. Yeah, that was a crazy win. Honestly, again, I'm happy for the Mariners. I know the Tigers started off the season really well, best in the league, but I don't know, coming off of those last couple series, I'm happy for the Mariners. I like the Mariners.
Yeah, I mean, the Mariners are good. They have one of the best rotations in baseball. Brian Wu over there holding it down. He didn't even pitch in this playoffs yet. I believe he's still injured. But, yeah, I mean, Bryce Miller, who else they got? George Kirby over there. They're holding it down, keeping their hopes alive for their first appearance in the World Series. So that's actually a crazy stat,
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr. back in the day, they never made a World Series.
That's why I'm excited for them. That's what I'm saying. Imagine Brewers Mariners. Too small market. I mean, the Brewers won previously, but it's been a while. I think it's been 40-something years.
Right.
So I want to see them move forward, but we're getting a little closer to that. The Mariners won their first game. So they won 3-1. And the Blue Jays jumped on the board first with 1 run. But the Mariners came back, and they had the 3. They've won their first game. Dodgers and Brewers are yet to play. We're recording this on a Monday, so the Dodgers and the Brewers will be playing tonight. Throughout the regular season, the Dodgers did fall to the Brewers quite a lot.
Right.
But everyone is saying this is not the same Dodgers team as the regular season. Their rotation is also going to be pretty stacked now. So it'll be interesting to see how that game goes. Or those games go. I'm not sure about that one. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers have so much depth. I mean, it makes it hard for any opposing team to come in and beat them, especially in Dodger Stadium. But, on the road, they could improve. But, when they're at Dodger Stadium, they are locked in. So I do think the Dodgers, as much as people don't like the Dodgers, they're probably going to advance and win the World Series again.
I like the Dodgers. All right. Well, I think that is it for baseball. Now moving on to the NFL weekend recap. The Vikings and Texans were on a bye week. So the first game that we will be covering is the Thursday game, which was the Giants and their win over the Eagles. They won 34-17. Cam Scatabo ran for 3 touchdowns, and Jackson Dart admitted most people didn't expect them to show up and win that game, but he had 17 completions for 25 passes with 195 yards passing and a 20-yard touchdown. What do you think about that?
Yeah, they were locked in.
Yeah.
I really did not expect that at all. They go into hostile Philly they played at home, excuse me, sorry. But but yeah, anyways, they got the win, and Cam Scatabo, shout out him, he's on my fantasy team, and he got 31 points. But yeah, it was not a good day for Philadelphia sports fans. They deal with that error in the Phillies game, and then they have to watch Thursday Night Football and lose to their division rival, the Giants. But yeah,
I think a lot of people expected the Eagles just coming into the season period because of their Super Bowl win last year. But I don't know, they've seemed a little disappointing this season, which not for me. Not for me, but for Eagles fans, it seems a little disappointing. But
yeah, I mean, it's a new team every season. So I mean, these fans can't expect the same high standards because it is a new team and it is different expectations. But yeah, they're getting through it.
And then Sunday was a stacked game day for pretty much all the NFL, a lot of these games were super close. I mean, the Broncos were over the Jets in London, and that was only a 13-11, low scoring, close game.
Yeah, Jets fans are still hoping for a win, but I mean, Justin Fields getting sacked 9 times does not help you out, and I think Justin Fields had like 45 yards in the entire game, and that's obviously not what you want. That's not going to help you win football games. But yeah, Broncos really locked in on defense and got it done over there overseas.
And then the Colts beat the Cardinals 31-27, and the Chargers beat the Dolphins 29-27. That was did you watch that game?
Yeah, it was like comeback fashion.
Yeah. They Dolphins were winning by 1, I believe, with less than 2 minutes in the game. Both teams scored with less than 2 minutes in the game, and then the Chargers won with a second field goal coming up to win. And Dolphins fans had to be disappointed after that. That was a little bit embarrassing.
Right, they swung it out to that white receiver over there, Lad McConkey, and he was running down the sideline and got in field goal range. And I kind of knew it was over, but
yeah. But then the Patriots beat the Saints 25-19, and your team, the Steelers, were over the Browns 23-9.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat the entire game. The defense really stepped up for them. The Browns with rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel. I mean, he looked good at some points, but the Steelers dropped like 6 or 7 interceptions. 6, 7. No, we're not doing that. But yeah, I mean, there were times that I was like holding my breath a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm real happy that they got the win and are on the road to Cincinnati this Thursday.
Did you see that graphic? I saw a picture, and it was like teams like, have you scored 18 points? And it was a bunch of football teams. It was like, yeah, we've scored 18 points. And then it was a bunch of baseball teams. Yeah, we've scored 18 points, but we call them runs. And then it was just the Browns.
Yeah.
No.
We don't like Cleveland. I do not like Cleveland, but happy they got the win. Yeah, the AFC North, actually, the Steelers have a commanding lead in what is considered the best division in baseball. Football. We've been talking about baseball so much you get lost in that, but yeah, best division in football is not looking like the best division in football. I believe the NFC West looks pretty good with your Los Angeles Rams over there.
Yeah, but moving on to the Panthers, they beat the Cowboys 30-27. Rico Dowdle went for 239 all-purpose yards and a touchdown against his former team. And the Panthers won by a field goal at the end of the game by Ryan Fitzgerald. It was a 33-yard field goal as the time expired. Seahawks were over the Jaguars 20-12. Packers were over the Bengals 27-18. Bucks beat the 49ers 30-19. My neighbors love both of those teams. Bloodbath on the field, or a bloodbath in the neighborhood, I'm sure, but didn't involve me at all. So Chiefs over the Lions 30-17, and the Rams beat the Ravens 17-3. The first half was slow and sloppy, but Lamar Jackson-less Ravens team, they kept it pretty close. Linebacker Nate Landman had 17 tackles and a peanut punch, and they forced a fumble on Zay Flowers, and that has been the most for a Ram since 2000. I think only 4 players since 1996 have had 16 or more tackles, so pretty interesting. Safety Quentin Lake had his first career interception and a fumble recovery, and it was not a Cardi party. Joshua Cardi only had one of his kicks. The other missed, but I do not like Cardi. I've mentioned it in the past 2 episodes, I think. I do not like Cardi. Not a Cardi party. Not a Cardi party over here.
Yeah, the Ravens, they're looking real rough right now without Lamar Jackson. If he does not come back within these 6 games coming up, I feel like their season is just about over. Yeah,
you could see him on the sideline just looking furious. You could tell he wants to get back on that field bad.
Yeah, but the Rams really held it down. Just the one thing, Puka got hurt.
And I'm about to order a jersey too with him.
Yeah,
guys, please.
He's a tough dude. He'll be back pretty soon.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah. But now our Las Vegas Raiders, war is over. They They won a game against the Titans 20-10. Did you watch the game?
I did. Defense was real locked in. I do feel like they could have kept them 20-3 at the end of
Mhm.
the game. The Titans did get like a pass interference call in the end zone that I don't feel like was pass interference, but that's all right. They still won the game. But yeah, they're 2-4 now.
Mm-hmm. And the Titans were actually held scoreless in the first half, which good for the Raiders. They had a 50-yard field goal by Daniel Carson, and late in the second quarter, Devin White forced a fumble on Cam Ward. Geno Smith then threw a 4-yard touchdown to Michael Mayer for 10-0. Ashton Genty then had a 3-yard touchdown, and the Titans got their first 3 points with a 46-yard field goal from Matthew Wright. And the Raiders scored their last points with a 29-yard field goal by Daniel Carson. Tennessee's last score was a 1-yard touchdown pass for David Martin Robinson to score. One of our RSN colleagues, Kyle Sparrow, did he went to the press conference with Pete Carroll. Did you see what Pete Carroll said?
I did. He kind of gave like a double-edged sword kind of answer, and I mean,
for those of
they'll
you,
take the win though.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't see, he also said that Geno Smith had a good game.
I don't think he had a good game.
Yeah, which I feel like he's just trying to back up his quarterback. They got the win, so he can't say too much
Right,
bad.
exactly. You can't get on there and be like, yeah, our quarterback was absolutely terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's just sticking up for his guys,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what a head coach should do. But happy that the Raiders got the win. And, yeah, speaking on the subject of Kyle Sparrow, his Buffalo Bills play tonight in Atlanta at 4:15. And then we have another Monday Night Football game, Bears at the Commanders at 5:15.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
And back to the Raiders. Our Las Vegas Aces were celebrated at their game because they won their third WNBA final championship for the third time in 4 years.
3 and 4 years is crazy. That is basically a dynasty.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Asia Wilson scored 31 points in the fourth game, and Chelsea Gray and Jackie Young scored 18 points each. So they got to be celebrated at the Raiders game, which was nice to see. And Las Vegas, their big three teams, they had a great weekend. And we'll get into it later with UNLV football, but the Raiders, the Aces, and of course our Rebels, it was a great weekend for Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody got the W, sent Las Vegas fans home happy, and yeah. UNLV football.
But first, we got to go into UNLV athletics. So, our men's golf also had a great week last week. On October 7th and 8th, they played at MB3 match play at Twin Warriors, and they defeated Oregon, New Mexico, and New Mexico State. And our senior Wyatt Plattner went 6 under in the first 13 holes, and in the last 4 of those holes, he went 4 under. Our other senior, Trevor Lewis, scored the last point to secure their win, and our junior, Ryan Abuan, went 3 for 3 in match play, and he helped the Rebels win 9-6. He's actually a transfer from University of San Diego, and Rebel Sportsnet's very own Ricky Lust actually got to do an exclusive interview with him, so take a look.
All right, Ryan, you went 3 for 3 in your matchups at the MB3 match play event. What did that mean for you to come into this program and provide for the team in a big way?
Yeah, it means a lot. In college golf, you're playing for more than just yourself. You're playing for your teammates, so it's cool to go out there and get a team win.
And then you were one of our players that qualified for the USAM. What was that like? What was the experience like being out there with Trevor, who's been in the program for some time now?
Yeah, that was a cool experience for the both of us. We didn't have our best games that week, but it was a really cool experience at a really cool venue with some good history. So it was nice to get out there and play that event, and looking forward to that next year. So.
And now they've had some individual and team success. What are the goals going into the spring season?
Yeah, I'd say the goals for us are just to make it to a national championship, see if we can go out there and get ourselves into match play. But first comes first. We just want to have a really strong spring campaign, see if we can pick up some indie wins and some team wins along with that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ricky. Men's golf will actually be competing the 18th through the 20th at Fallen Oaks Collegiate in Mississippi. So good luck to our men's golf. On October 9th, our women's volleyball lost in 4 sets, unfortunately, to Grand Canyon University. And they now sit, after their next loss, they will be at a record of 8-8. Jada Harris, though, had a great game. She had a team high of 13 kills on 3 digs and 1 assist. And our men's soccer played at Cal Baptist University. They tied 1-1, but Shout out to Jason and Javier at CBU. We miss you guys. Well,
I don't know who you guys are, but we miss you anyway, so yeah.
Also on October 9th, our women's soccer played SDSU and tied 2-2. On October 11th, our UNLV Rebels, they had their football game against Air Force, but we'll get into that later. And our women's volleyball team lost in 3 sets, unfortunately. October 12th, women's soccer lost to Grand Canyon University 1-2, but our men's soccer, tied 1-1 against San Diego State University. And the day we're recording, October 13th, there's nothing happening today, so get back with UNLV athletics next week. Now, into UNLV football. Exciting game. What did you think?
Let's start with what you thought at the end of the game.
No. Let's not. Let's start with you.
No, I mean, defense has to show up more. They can't allow 48 points to a basically 1-4 team that should not be even basically competing with UNLV. But, for UNLV to come out and, win the game in the last minute of the game, it shows just how much adversity Coach Mullen puts these guys through and is able to pull them out of tough situations. And yeah.
Well, we haven't even said the score yet. They won 51-48, and this is the 3rd year now in a row that UNLV has been eligible for a bowl game. This is the first time ever that this school has had 3 bowl games in a row. So this is exciting for our school.
We're going bowling.
We are going bowling. And this is the first time beating Air Force at home since 2012. And our Anthony Calandria, Mr. Dude himself, won the Manning Award Star of the Week and the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. He threw for 361 yards and ran a 19-yard touchdown with 36 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, we got B-roll for that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I got the opportunity to shoot that.
We were standing right there. Right,
exactly. And, there was one other touchdown that he had, but did get called back. But we'll go ahead and put that in there, too. But
He had 20 of 32 passing with a 86-yard touchdown throw to Dejon Reynolds. Reynolds had a total of 4 catches for 139 yards. And Dan Mullen, after the game, gave major credit to Air Force, saying it could have gone either way. And they all had great plays. He gave credit to Air Force for their great plays. So it was a really close game. And 3 points. And that end play for Air Force.
Yeah, they missed a field goal.
Yeah, they missed a field goal. Jacob Medina, he missed a 40-yard field goal for the Falcons, but his longest field goal made is only 31 yards.
Yeah, he's put in a tough situation there to try and kick like a 40-plus yarder to tie the game and send it to overtime. But how did you feel about the end of that game?
Okay, minute 13 left in the game. I have a tendency where if I don't believe a team will win, they win. So don't look like that. It's true. I didn't think the Brewers were going to win Game 5, and they won, so now I'm happy. I didn't think I'm sorry. I didn't think the Rebels were going to come back with a minute 13, and they did. I'm happy that they did, but I was a little nervy. Weren't you nervy?
No, we had it in the bag.
Okay.
I mean, I even told you that they were going to go down and win the game. So.
Yeah, you weren't nervy when that kid was about to hit the field goal, though?
No. Cap.
Yeah, Cab, bro. We were all on the sidelines waiting for that kick.
Yeah.
And I got a great video of him missing it and going to the sideline. The Rebels were so excited. That was such a good video. Thank you for that advice on that. But I'm sorry. I was nervous. You can't get mad at me for that.
But a win is a win, though.
A win is a win. So you can't get mad at me.
Okay, I'm not mad.
You were giving me such dirty looks. Anyway, moving on past that, this weekend, our UNLV Rebels will be heading up to Boise State University.
So how do you feel about it?
I don't like Boise. I have some personal beef with Boise, so again, I'm not exactly enthusiastic that the Rebels will be playing them. I think that's going to also be another very close game, but the Boise State last year isn't the Boise State this year.
Right, exactly. 2 matchups last year. Ashton Genty and the Broncos came down here to Allegiant Stadium. I believe he had 36 carries, over 100 yards rushing. But, UNLV, Jackson Woodard, Ricky White over there. Shout out them. They're in the NFL now.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Woodard tried to hold it down there on the defensive side, but it was just too much as they won out here. And then, it was a rematch of the Mountain West Championship game last year, where UNLV went to Boise State and lost 21-7. So UNLV is really looking to make a statement with this win or this game coming up.
And we've had we got a lot of feedback last week on our crash outs for whether or not UNLV should be ranked. I personally, I agree with this week's ranking. Our game last week wasn't the best. It shouldn't have been that close. We knew it was going to be. We predicted that it was going to be a close game. Realistically, it shouldn't have been, but we can't get mad at AP poll this week for that. I mean, what I will say, though, there is 11 undefeated teams. We are one of those 11. But out of those 11 undefeated teams, only 2 are unranked. So that'd be us and Navy. And even being unranked, there was 3 more teams that had more votes than us, which, I mean, okay, it was Illinois, Michigan, and Washington. Illinois had 113 votes. Michigan had 73. Washington had 36, and then we had 30. Do those teams do, I feel, deserve to be higher ranked than us? But I don't know. I feel like last week's performance was a little rough for us to say.
Right, like what you said, those are big school names.
Yeah.
Michigan, Illinois, like good football
Those
programs.
are teams you would assume
expect
would
to be in the
yeah.
top 25. But yeah, I mean, but AP poll, I got a thing for you, bro. If we are not ranked after this week and we beat Boise State, we will have a problem.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's go through the points. So Boise's first 5 games, they played South Florida and lost 34-7. Eastern Washington, they won 51-14. Air Force, they won 49-37. We did score more than them against Air Force.
Right, and
not exactly that means anything, but
as you can see, Air Force is putting up, decent amount of points against like top tier opponents that are technically better than them.
Yeah,
so they're keeping it competitive.
Yeah. They played Appalachian State and won 47-14. Notre Dame, they lost 28-7. That was their most recent game. And then going into us, they have a home average scoring of 49 points. We have a away average scoring of 37 points. So realistically, if you wanted to go just based off the stats, you could give a prediction, okay, it's going to be 49-37. I don't think that's going to be accurate. I think it's also going to be closer than that. I think it's going to be like the Air Force game with a lot of excitement. But based off just the numbers, you could say that. Right.
You could agree that it is or might be a shootout over there in Boise State, Idaho.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But also, Boise has been playing. The teams we have been playing and the teams they have been playing are in different difficulty ranges, I would say.
Right.
So it's hard to say, oh, we beat this team by more and they beat this team by more because they're just playing different teams. Right. So it's kind of hard to make a prediction off of that. But
I mean, and their 2 losses are against now ranked opponents in USF and Notre Dame, of course.
Yeah. So all I could say is I think it's going to be a close game.
It'll be a close game, but it will be a good one.
It will.
Looking at the spread, Boise is favored 11.5, which you were mathematically correct there. 49-37. Statistically, that is 12 points. Minus 11.5, so Boise is favored. So UNLV at 6-0, they will be underdogs on the road in Boise State.
Yeah, Boise's 4-2, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just going to be an interesting game, but I guess you guys are going to just have to come back next week to get a recap of the Boise game here on Rebel Roundtable. So I think that's it for us this week. Next week we'll be coming back with the RSN Kyle Sparrow for an episode on hockey as they just had their opener game. So come back next week. I'm your host, Maile Palacios.
And I'm Thomas Gabo. We will see you guys next week. Enjoy your week. Stay safe. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.